Hey y'all, welcome back to GWTFC. In our last two videos, we took you on a tour through the Civil War National Military Park and the USS Cairo Museum in Vicksburg, Mississippi. In this video, we'll show you a different aspect of life on the Mississippi River by visiting the Lower Mississippi River Museum, the motor vessel Mississippi 4, as well as the Old Depot Museum and a 35 painted panel levee near the river. Our journey to the southwest brought us to Askew's Landing in Edwards, Mississippi, where we stayed while visiting Vicksburg. When we left camp that morning, we had plans of biking the downtown historic area of Vicksburg. However, because of rain, our plans changed a bit. Welcome to downtown Vicksburg. Our tour starts inside the Lower Mississippi River Museum. Among other historic information and displays, we saw dioramas depicting Native American life in the 1400s. For river travel, early Native Americans carved dugout canoes made of pine or cypress wood. Later on, river rafts and flatboats, even though poorly constructed, were used by settlers to transport large amounts of goods and services downriver. They were loaded upriver, floated downriver, and unloaded. The boats or rafts were then dismantled and sold for lumber. As time went on, river travel became vital to the growing Mississippi Valley, and small rafts and flatboats were replaced by steam-powered paddle wheel boats, which could carry more cargo as well as passengers. The side-wheeled steamer was one example of these vessels. In 1811, the first steamboat passed by Vicksburg. Its arrival brought economic change and growth to the lower Mississippi Valley. Cotton steamers were another example of these steamboats, and they were common on the Mississippi River in the 1850s. However, river travel was dangerous for all of these boats because of river meandering, swift currents, uncharted shoals and sandbars, and hazardous tree snags. The steamboats required more maintenance than their earlier counterparts, and by the mid-1800s, the average life of a cotton steamer was only about 18 months. By the mid-1900s, Vicksburg had grown into the thriving and bustling river city you see today. One way this happened was by an act of Congress in June of 1879, which created the Mississippi River Commission. The MRC was given the task of developing plans to improve the Mississippi River, including fostering navigation, promoting commerce, and developing plans for flood prevention. These early tasks and more were completed by the U.S. Corps of Engineers, the COE, and their work vessels included the MRC's flagship, Mississippi. Commissioned in 1961, the Mississippi 4 was the first diesel-powered vessel. Its arrival signaled the end of steam power and the first to have the designation of motor vessel on the river. It was built specifically to meet the needs of the COE and the MRC by providing an immense amount of power, towing capacity, and a suitable space for public meetings and inspection trips. The Mississippi 4 was nicknamed Big Shaky because of the vibration felt throughout the vessel. She was built with a steel superstructure and powered by two 8-cylinder Norberg engines, each capable of producing 1,860 horsepower. Adjustable pitch propellers greatly improved her maneuverability in treacherous river currents. In April 1983, the Mississippi 4 was retired, stored for over a decade, and in 2007 was cosmetically restored and moved by barge to Vicksburg. It was placed on a concrete cradle near the waterfront to await the opening of the lower Mississippi River in 2012. Touring through the museum made us ferociously hungry, and across the street was a family-friendly seafood restaurant called Rusty's Riverfront Grill. So we decided to enjoy a delicious, moderately priced lunch at this popular establishment. After we had our fills of Rusty's, we visited the old Depot Museum, which was the original railroad station in Vicksburg. In this museum, we discovered miniature working train dioramas and a room filled with Coca-Cola memorabilia, where we learned that Coca-Cola was first bottled at Vicksburg in 1894. The museum also held wooden ship models and a model of the Windsor House, a ritzy hotel popular in the late 1800s. A guest's cigar ashes started a fire which destroyed the prominent hotel, and today you can visit the Windsor ruins, which are located about 40 miles southwest of Vicksburg. Also in the Depot Museum, we found a large room filled with an impressive detailed diorama of Vicksburg's military park set during the Civil War time period.
It really helped to explain a lot of the things that we saw and gave a little bit different perspective because it showed it without any trees in the way.
Leaving the Depot Museum, we headed to the levee wall of the Yazoo River, which displays 35 panels of the city's chronological history, culture, and commerce, painted primarily by artist Robert Dafford. The panels display local historical events such as Native American heritage, the Civil War, historic riverboats, and cultural milestones such as the first bottling of Coca-Cola, and visits from famous figures like Teddy Roosevelt and Jefferson Davis. We had a wonderful 3-day visit in the city of Vicksburg, Mississippi, but we have many adventures awaiting ahead on our tour of the Southwest. Stay tuned for more exciting future videos. Leave us a comment or question and click that like button to give us a thumbs up. To be notified of future videos, subscribe to our channel, The Go With The Flow Couple. See you next time, and as always we say, bye y'all.